Great Lighthouse I built because it was 3 turns in a new city, which did make me laugh. That seemed like a ridiculously small amount of stuff. You know, these cities that I'm spamming everywhere are, they're getting pretty good now. Like, really quite good. I'm filling up the map really nicely. The fact that missions now have 2 science and 4 faith on each, just ridiculous. I love Spain. I really do. I love Spain so much. They are up there with one of the most fun civs to play. I'm not entirely sure they are the best civ. Like, I'm not sure the power level is like 100% there, but they certainly are a lot of fun. 3 envoys spent, 3 suzerains all in one go. I am the puppeting master. This game would have gone a lot quicker, by the way, if I had done full trade with the AI. The fact that I've limited myself a little bit has slowed me down. Like, I haven't gone for an alliance, although I did say I would treat myself to 1 alliance. I think that's fair. I think that's consistent. Do we use Rome? Is Rome the better choice of alliance here? They are closer to me. Do you count as being on another continent as well? Or is it Sweden? Who's got more cities? 10 cities versus 6. Sweden, I think, is the long-term better pick. Oh yeah, we did have an alliance with Sweden. I just thought my cities would start rebelling as soon as I lost it. Nope. The Culture Alliance was absolutely fine. But now we don't need that anymore. Let's go for the Research Alliance instead. Let's just have that. Nice. Another spy is available. We need that. Strangely, someone might think that I would need that, but yes, we keep killing people like every single turn. Why do I know that there is a Byzantine spy in my capital? Do I want to know that? Is that common knowledge that is good for me? It just fills me with dread, to be honest. This city might be slightly more difficult to hold on to, but -5? That's nothing when you have a 4 population city spawning in immediately. It's fine. Make that 5 population. Jono, this one's all yours. Oh, they did siphon. They did siphon. That was 2,800 gold I lost, apparently. Someone eluded capture. The problem is that every turn, literally every turn, my spy captures someone, and then they just let the door open. It's like, oh, look, I arrested someone. Quick, I'm just going to take a huge jolly and take this one person back to the jail really slowly and just leave the door of the police station open, and oh no, everything's been stolen whilst I'm gone. Like, just, why don't you just actually just kill the spy and then keep spying? That would be really handy. There's Big Ben anyway. Oh, you can tell that riles me slightly. Just a touch. Anyway, we got 3,000 gold. That's great. Natural philosophy sounds really good, but I would want liberalism first because this will hopefully make me happier. And if I'm happier, I'll get more of every single yield. Although, admittedly, naval infrastructure does sound quite tempting, as does triangular trade. I like triangles. By far the most handsome of shapes, as we would all agree. And I won't hear otherwise. I will not. How is it another era already? Like, I'm genuinely finding myself having to catch up on era score like every other turn. This is ridiculous. Leave me be. Let me do my thing. Now I've got all of this delicious gold. We can do things like getting a sewer with Matthew Wilkinson. I'm not saying you smell, but I am saying that a reliable dispensary of wastewater within your, canals, that might actually help. We'll get a stock exchange as well. Do I do like a 1-ton neighborhood? You know what? This +6. Let's plonk that down there. Spies are clearly going to, have their way with this, but I'm just refusing to learn from my mistakes. So let's just build the settlers and, we'll just forget about it. City number 18. Really settling up to Germany over here. This entire sea is mine. I claim it. Civilized. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, the problem is I arrive on an island and I'm like, natural ecology, different animals and natural substances. No, it's all got to go. Chop it all out. It's all got to go. Nothing but mission. That's what we need. Just endless missions everywhere, forever. Chop it all out. Yes, just do it. Send the gold back to Matthew Wilkinson so we can get more traders. My success in this game really does come down to the population. Let me just show you the population of everybody here. We've got 9 cities, 65, then 979, 749, 1068, 659, 1060, 967, 1079, 855, 1075, 768, and I have 18 and 144. I have twice as much population as the next person. Delicious. Delicious and undeniable. Delicious in Civ 6. The city-state I really did want to find at some point was Cardiff. Cardiff would be giving me power to every city. Oh yeah, military emergency. Oh, I left that ages ago. That's old news, that one. Yeah, I really would have liked 3 electricity in all of my cities, because then now that I'm unlocking research labs, I'd be able to build them on my far-flung shores and just not worry about it, because I knew they would somehow be powered. Never mind. We'll find a way. We'll find a way around it. Meantime, every time I get envoys, I just simply look at this very long list of places and I'm like, I don't know. Might as well save this all up. Actually, you know what? I will try and save to get Cinguetti, because this will give me the grand total of 13 faith on every single trade route going from this city, which would be huge. Absolutely massive. I would love it. I'd love to see it. More internal trade routes. The more of these routes I send out, the more I realize that communism is the best route. What I will be doing is I will be unlocking democracy so that I can take the legacy card, and then I will be switching to communism, and that way I can have both types of trade routes and I don't have to worry about it. That's the aim anyway. Second spy now on the way. Excellent. Excellent. As many spies as we can get, I think, all in Matthew Wilkinson's lands. Up to the north, another city that I'm squeezing in. Dodo and Brief. Delicious. Trade routes. Give me trade routes, please. I wish to trade more with everyone. This is city number 20. That is my new settlement next to this natural wonder, which annoyingly Buenos Aires has actually stolen both tiles for. So I'm not going to get the +1 culture from floodplains. Never mind. We'll just have to find a way. We'll just have to find a way to exist. Food is a problem here, but don't worry. We'll find it from somewhere. Ekaber, this lovely desert island. I say the finest desert island. Yes, it's all yours. Chemistry. Why is there a random battleship here stopping me from moving out of my own land? How dare you? Fine, I'll go the long way around, but you're being annoying, Mr. Barbarian. Chemistry. Amazing. Right. This is pretty much what all of my cities are going to do now. Just make research labs, and we'll make sure that as many different city-states as possible have 6 envoys in them if they are scientific. That would be very handy. Thank you. 3-turn research lab. Yep, here we go. These are the sort of things I want. 4 turns. 3 turns. That's 6 turns. That's too long. I don't want to wait that long. Oh, goodness me. Research labs are more expensive than I remember. Fine. Okay, well, we'll buy a couple in my low production cities, especially the ones that can be powered. These ones are going to get a lot more science than anything else. Wow, we're already up to 554. Okay, that's quite a bit of science. That's good. We'll go for rocketry now. Now, have I left space in Matthew Wilkinson? I'm pretty sure I have. There's a lot of workable tiles. At least one of these has got to be flat, right? That would be very awkward if they weren't. Very awkward, he says. They're very awkward. Uh-oh, I may have done a thing. Okay, in my infinite wisdom, I haven't left a single piece of flat land in Matthew Wilkinson. Oh dear. Okay. We may need to go on a slightly different route here, because I don't think I can be bothered to move all of my trade routes to another city and create another trading capital. Matthew Wilkinson was always going to be the trading capital for me. Maybe we now rock Biosphere? This is quite a fun pivot, to be honest with you. Biosphere would be amazing for offshore power. We'll work this, basically get infinite tourism, and then go for the tourism victory just based on being just amazing. That's a strategy. That's a strategy we can get on board with, right? Naturalists it is. More national parks everywhere. This game really has been a comedy of errors in the most entertaining way. It's just... like all the things I can do just to be utterly ridiculous. I mean, I've got plenty of trade routes, so this should be an easy enough game. We'll just start trading with everybody. We'll see if we can do this without open borders potentially. Sweden's got quite a bit of culture per turn. That is the only problem. 344. So we're gonna have to swamp them pretty heavily. Bologna, more science for research labs. Amazing. And I had no gold per turn on that last turn. So guess what? I think another spy is in my lands. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Spies, eh? So much fun. So much fun. We need to make sure we go to Cold War as soon as we can to get cryptography. At least that'll help a little bit. Vertical integration. It's a good promotion for Matthew Wilkinson when there are so many factories around. Like, quite a few different factories. I did pick up rocketry. I just need to know for certain. Did I really muck this up so badly? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay. Why? Why, Ursa? Why? I mean, I didn't have much flat land, to be fair. I would have had to have built it where Big Ben went. I think you know, that's pretty much my only flat land. Maybe my government plaza would have been fine as well. No matter. We'll do it my way. It will be fine. All I need to do is make sure I've got a good spot for biosphere, which it will work in Matthew Wilkinson. Biosphere goes there, and my neighborhood goes there. Perfect. We've got plenty of room. This is fine. So what we'll do is we'll just continue making as many cities as we can, as many traders as we can. We'll start sending those trade routes out in a useful fashion. Still spamming missions. We'll start to spam something else in a bit. Eventually the offshore wind farm will come in, and those are fantastic. Those essentially mean you don't need anything else. I could be building things like seaside resorts. They would give a little bit more tourism, but trust me, it's not worth it. I'd rather have the missions for now for the science. It gives me access to stuff like giant death robots quicker, and it's fun. Okay, we'll build a couple of seaside resorts. They do give some tourism. I don't need many of them. Just a few will do. City number 21. Unimatrix 0. Get rid of all the cattle. No cattle is needed. No cattle was probably hurt in the making of this city. Oh wait, yes it was. It's all dead. Nimble, you too can decimate the surrounding wildlife if you want. If you so choose, you too can join in. We're not going to get much tourism from walls in this game. Just about to pick up steel, so that kind of disappears that opportunity. Never mind. I'm thinking Liang. I'm going to put you into Deja Vu because you're right in the middle of a bunch of cities, and 6 charge builders are going to be very, very handy when I get to the eco improvements. See if I can game the merchants as well. I would love it if I could get Sarah Breedlove because she gives 25% extra tourism. +1 level of diplomatic visibility helps a lot, and I've saved up my faith, so we should be able to buy in Mary Catherine Goddard, and if Sarah's the next one up, okay, we would have almost had enough faith to do that. Okay, let's wait again. We really, really would like that merchant if we can get it. Portland only has 9 turns to build a spaceport, so we'll actually just see if we can get the spaceport rocking in Portland. There's always stuff we can do to boost the space projects. You don't need to manually build them all at all. I mean, it obviously makes it easier if you do, but you don't need to. Wow, all right. I've the settlers are really starting to appear again now. Like one every turn in Matthew Wilkinson. This is pretty cool. Salty Tech, you're kind of shoved down to the side of Sweden here, but you're going to be a very good trading hub soon, I would guess. To hold firm. You will be of great use eventually. The renewing of trade routes. Ah, delightful. And more of them, you say? More trade routes? Well, go on then. More cities. What are we on now? 24? Finickerman. Kill the Barb camp. Claim it as your own. As discussed before, we're going to go democracy first and then switch to communism later. We might lose a little bit of tourism if anybody else jumps to different governments, but it's only a small amount as long as we can get trade routes for people. It's fine in the end. What's for the great merchants are there for? Kind of cancel any loss you have in that regard. Modern era. A golden age again, of course it is. It's all gold. Oh, I didn't win the Nobel Prize. Oh, I lost it by only a small amount. Well, okay, we still get the accumulation of resources and cities of the research lab, which is pretty good, and I'm still going to go for Hicksunk de Connors because I'm chopping out some really cool cities and I can still move across the map better. I mean, I could go reform the coinage, but a lot of my routes are still domestic, so we're not going to. Still spamming settlers out, which is just wonderful to see, and more trade routes. Oh yeah, I can now trade properly with Sweden again. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, Matthew Wilkinson has just hit like a whole new power level now. The world needs to fear. That's the only thing I'm going to say. You just need to fear now. So Armagh and Gazagamu and Kabul, all with 16 culture on every single route there. I love the Kamasi bonus. I've mentioned this many times before. I still love it. Still remains one of the best in the game. More voting. Let's trade with trade. Give me culture bombs. Let Arabia get the Diplo points and give me the Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm actually just going to hold off on Diplo favor for a second. I'm going to save mine and go for it next time. 100% on trades to scientific city-states. Yeah, we got 1 point from that Congress. We are not really very diplomatic at all, but what are you going to do? Democracy. Democracy. We're not going to hang around on democracy for too long, but whilst we're here, it's going to be glorious. New Deal. That should make me very happy. Vissabanken's not really giving me a huge amount right now, but it doesn't count trade routes to city-states either, so I'm tempted to believe it's probably better than it says it's going to be. We'll get economic union for a bit, and bam. Yields, stats, and everything. Right, now, so now I need the democratic legacy card, which I'm going to get from the Royal Society so that I can use builders to rush my space projects, which is kind of the cheating way of doing that. that. Wow, look at these routes. That is mad. We'll send one to Germany. We haven't got one of those. One to India for the same reason. So now it's just Mapuche, Cree, Arabia, Sumeria. There's not many people we haven't got a trade route with. And 2 more cities, you say? Well, okay then. We will take 2 more cities. Oh yeah, bioluminescent bay. I actually totally forgot about that wonder. So all of my fishing boats now have +1 science. Amazing. Deep fried lasagna. I wish I could give you something different to do other than just repeatedly making harbors for me. But also, what else would you rather do? And up here, also making a harbor. Private selection Genoa salami. Delicious. Okay, the legacy card is in, which means communism. We're on our way. Don't you worry. We're on our way. 34 gold and 9 production routes to Sweden. Lovely. Oh, amazing. Sarah Breedlove, and we have the gold to get you in. So that is more tourism with everyone, as long as I have a trade route there. And Robert Goddard, 20% production towards space projects. Amazing. You're really, really helpful when I don't have much of that. Shah, I tell you what, I'm going to take you because that's instantly building wonders. And Jane drew. What did she draw? No one will ever know. Biosphere is ready now. 3 turns, anyone? Yes, 3-turn biosphere. Clearly wonderful. So now I just need to unlock all of the eco forms of improvements. So the wind farm, the solar farm, we'll get those 2 first, and then we'll try and unlock the offshore wind farm. That thing is spammable and it's wonderful in every single way. Tourism. Yay! Just as a FYI, basically what you want to be doing, and you've got all the cards in, is to have a tourism. It's about double whatever the culture is of the person that's winning. So we need to get to easily about 750 tourism. Then we'll kind of be drawing with where we need to be. But don't worry, we'll get there really quick. I have ways. I have secret, infallible ways, and they're wonderful. For now, I have unlocked professional sports, and that means I can start buying in lovely things like aquatic centers, which will provide a lot of happiness, and things like stadiums in a couple of turns as well. This is actually city number 27. Santander. No. Lady Sucklington. Honored to make your acquaintance once again. Instead of building missions, now every single improvement I build will be renewable energy, because Biosphere will start making this have a lot of tourism, like a whole bunch of tourism. Just wait, you've got 161 at the moment. You just wait. Switch to communism. So the military policy cards are all a little bit rubbish, but we're going to focus on things that make our super city a little bit better. First of all, logistics is just a good quality of life improvement. Force modernization just helps to keep us relevant. Settler production is something tells me I don't really need this card anymore. What I do need though is collectivization, because we do have extra routes now. Democratic legacy goes in. Wisselbanken would be nice to have, as would Republican legacy, but we just gotta move with the times. It's just not happening anymore. And economic union? Yeah, let's put that in for a bit more gold. It's a messy government. Not everyone is happy. Don't worry with that. Things like stadiums being built. Oh, I've got tricks up my sleeve. I've always got tricks. Matthew Wilkinson's actually hit the point where there is 0 luxury requirement in this city as well, which is great. It means that no luxuries can be taken away from this city now. It will be eternally happy, probably. Biosphere. 200% power for all offshore wind farms, solar farms, wind farms, geothermal plants, and hydroelectric dams. These buildings and these improvements provide tourism equal to their power. Oh yes, just wait, I was on 169. Already this is going to start going up pretty quickly, and we haven't even unlocked the best bits yet. So first of all, we're going to pick up nanotechnology and just see if that unlocks anything. If it doesn't, it looks like quite a few techs all go in this direction, so we'll just head that way. Mary Leakey, she gives me science for artifacts, but to be honest, I don't have any of those, so we'll skip. Science for rainforest. I think I might have cut all that down. I might just let that one go. I am an ecological nightmare. I think we're pretty confident about that point, right? I'm pretty confident. We're confident. Eiffel Tower's being built, but I just realized Estadio. How much production is that? 870. Oh, next turn we should be able to rush this one. I like Estadio. Yeah, we're up to 200 tourism already, but don't worry. Here comes the builder spam. Start carpeting our nation with tourism improvements. Like this one. Yes. And this one. And this one. You get the idea. I don't need to keep saying this now. City number 28, Havana. Unana. No, it's not that. Tech poet. With solar farms aplenty. Apparently you're controlled by Sumeria. Don't ask. just accept. City number 28 just on the coast here. Dan Cave. Chop it out. Chop it all out. And another city up north. It says the loyalty's bad here. Don't listen to it. It's nonsense. The flying foot. Just keep smiling. Just keep waving. I'm realizing now I probably need seawalls because, yeah, I'm flooding quite quickly. Advanced AI? It did not give me the technology that I was looking for there. Never mind. Well, the spaceport is down. A 4-turn Earth satellite is still pretty quick. It's quicker than the AI, and that's what matters. It's not my priority, however. Estadio. Now, Estadio is my priority. 6 culture in every city, 2 amenities in every city, which also means that Matthew Wilkinson is now ecstatic. And we're up to 344 production in this city with a plus 50 modifier so far. Don't worry, we can get bigger modifiers than that. Much bigger modifiers. Actually, I could use a campus next to some snow. Is that possible? Is that possible? I don't actually own any snow, I don't think. No, there's a real lack of snow on this map. Some down here. Okay, we're going to try going down south. Oh, that is the best timing ever. The letter has just appeared on the map. All right, Eiffel Tower. I was going to celebrate the fact that Eiffel Tower was there and we got loads more tourism from it. But look, none of that matters. Yes, the appeal of my land has now gone up spectacularly. The letter has just appeared on the same turn that I got seawalls and 2 turns before the world starts flooding. I cannot tell you how fortuitous this is. Actually, quickly, first of all, let's just briefly switch out democratic legacy for containment. Goodness me, my government sucks. Doesn't have anywhere near enough cards for me, but that's fine. Right, containment will be helpful in a second, but firstly, 1-2 into the letter. Bam. Now we can go to Chinguetti, who is suzerained by a monarchy. Dear oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th for luck. Watch my faith per turn. 576. Nope, 1,200. That's a big number. That's a very big number. That's a number you should remember as being big. Oh, Stephanie, 100% production towards space race projects. Thank you. This is why Chinguetti is suddenly really helpful, because now Portland, with no production, can actually win the space race for us, which is just wonderful. But we're going to race it. We're going to see if we can get tourism. I mean, we're getting lots of tourism now, but we've got a lot to catch up on Sweden. Don't worry, though. I have ways. Sneaky, suspicious ways. All right, with the faith that I have remaining, we're going to run per turn like this 80 faith. That's all this is. The letter. You could not have appeared at a better time. You really couldn't have. Watch my gold per turn shrink, by the way. These things are very expensive to run. It's like 2 gold per turn for every tile they protect, which when you have a lot of very, very vulnerable island nations, it gets expensive quickly. But luckily, gold is something we have in spades. Oh yes, there we go. Everyone's got it now. Brilliant. No flooding. No flooding for me. Stephanie says 100% production towards all space race projects. Portland, you're very lucky. Why have you got plus 13 amenities? That's nuts. Don't ask too many questions. Who just pillaged one of my trade routes? Something just got pillaged. I don't know what it was. Sweden, you are being the literal bane in my life on this tourism victory, but if I declare war on you now, I trigger an emergency with the world, so we're kind of committed. The alliance reached level 2. We'll go for a research alliance. It's giving me a large amount of science per turn. That's wonderful. Containment, get away. Democratic legacy is back in. It's back on the menu. Integrated space cell. It's better than forced modernization, because Portland benefits from that once you have the seaport, which now mysteriously I have. Yay! Ludwig just praised me for not chopping things. Have you been watching the same game as me? I'm not sure you have. Capiyobi the tropical downpour. Don't forget, every single city in my empire has plus 6 culture from Estadio, which is very, very handy, because basically what Estadio does is grows your borders uncontrollably. That means more sea, that means more tiles to use, that means more beautiful tourism giving improvements, which we like. Auckland. Oh my goodness, Auckland is here, everyone. That's wonderful. We like Auckland. And the satellite is now in space, which means we now get to see the whole map, which is great for trade routes. Yosemite, Sahara, Delicate Arch, Mount Vesuvius, Giant's Causeway. All of that we have just discovered. Now we get to see who's actually doing best. So in terms of the size of empire on the land, I'm actually equal to quite a few. You can see Rome, Scythia, Arabia. Everyone's got a decent chunk of land. Byzantium is feeling feeling a bit squished, isn't doing particularly well. Korea's okay. Mapuche spread very nicely. Korea have done okay, but who is this on the islands? Oh, these are all city-states. I was going to say the AI has only barely gotten to the islands. Crete maybe a little bit better than others. Cimmeria very much stuck. Germany a bit stuck. India could have settled the islands, but hasn't really. Sweden has all of this space down to the south, so they're doing okay. But it's just when you take into account all of the island settlements I have, all of this land I've claimed, it's really annoyingly in the middle of this screenshot, so you can't really get the sense of how big it is. And that's what we've done really well. Auckland is now in the game. Auckland gives me a ton of production in all of my cities, just in case I didn't have enough. You know, if anything, I would say we clearly didn't have enough production. That's the one thing we needed more of. Okay, now we're keeping an eye out for merchants. After Levi Strauss, we've got the opportunity of picking up Melita. Melita gives another 25% tourism. These are the things that add up really nicely. Social media will give me extra tourism in a second. We're now collecting people. Like Mapuche, for instance, we still don't have an available route to Mapuche, which I find surprising. Oh no, we do now. Okay, you see, look, this is really good now. So a couple of my routes are going to have to go from pretty strange places, but Arabia and Cimmeria are the other two. Arabia we can't trade with. Cimmeria now we can. Actually, Matthew Wilkinson can send a trade route to Cimmeria now. Oh, even better. Look at that. Done. So we'll collect up these last couple of people. Then we'll be laughing. We'll be laughing. If you were wondering, Matthew Wilkinson is just about to hit the 400 production mark. In fact, actually, we just have. So this city is getting pretty huge. And will only get bigger as time goes on. I also have this beautiful little snow city. Mod Greener. There's a very particular job that I need you to do. Very particular job indeed. Apart from all of this wonderful tourism, I think we'll just borrow the wonderful Shah down here for no reason whatsoever. Unbelievably, the mountains in my fourth ring have fallen perfectly so that Matthew Wilkinson can grab a national park. That's absolutely hilarious. Matthew Wilkinson never sleeps. Kind of worrying. We won't ask. Online communities, it's time. Sorry, Economic Union. Oh, no, actually, liberalism. We don't need to be liberal anymore. Come on, let's be honest. Not when we have online communities. That has wildly increased the tourism per turn that we are now obtaining from people. I still need probably to get this figure to maybe 1,500, which I'm struggling to do until we get offshore wind, but we are like 5 turns away from that now. So close. So close, and environmentalism will boost our tourism even more. Really don't need any more settlers, but building them has become sort of a habit, really. It may look like a one-tile island, but that's exactly what it is. Oh, and I can't actually build the flood barriers. Oh, whoops. Onion Possum, you might need to put down a few towels. It's a bit wet in this city, but don't worry. I'm sure it's fine. More solar farms. More. Never stop. Everything must go. Let's chop down the natural environment to make eco energy. This makes absolute perfect sense. It doesn't. It is an environmental disaster. This is what this is. Could I have any more admirals? Oh, I still remember. Did everyone remember the infamous game where I made a joke about the great Admiral Matthew Perry? And then between me filming and then editing and releasing the video, he sadly actually passed away. And then it got released and everyone thought I was taking the mick of him dying. And I was like, no. Oh, good times. Well, no, not good times. The times of his death. So not necessarily good. You know what I mean. There are really big and useful steel here. There's got to be. Somewhere I can sail to, ideally. I think I'm actually just going to go for the really genuinely useful one. And that's Auckland. Like, no joke. Auckland would be absolutely amazing for me because of the amount of production I would gain. Let's go for that. Environmentalism. Let's up that tourism to rather silly amounts. Again, not a particularly healthy attitude to the environment, but let's chop down this wood and now we can get the moon landing. Yay! Chopping down that wood gave me environmentalism. That's totally how it works. Now we're to 800 tourism per turn. We are taking, I would estimate, somewhere between 6 and 7 tourists every turn. Sweden is on about 4 to 5. So we're now gaining. We just need to gain quicker, but that's fine. We can do that. We can accelerate this once we get to the tech we want. Don't worry. Although, admittedly, there is a real risk right now that we might end up winning the science victory with a city with 83 production because I can. Stephanie very much helps with that particular one. Oh, if anybody's asking, by the way, why am I not sending rock bands out? It's because I refuse to use rock bands on moral and religious grounds. I am against rock bands in all forms. Look, Distract yourselves with the Statue of Liberty that I built because Sweden's in the game and I don't want them winning. Absolutely not. Right. Now we can put e-commerce in, which is wonderful. And I really would like International Space Agency, but we just don't have enough cards in my government. So we're going to have to work on this one. Although collectivization is giving me basically nothing. This is a useless card. It's absolutely useless. So let's change governments. We need a government with more, well, kind of everything. We want collective activism. We want International Space Agencies. We need at least 3 diplomatic policy slots, but we also have a lot of economic ones. I have biosphere. So I think the best option to go for is synthetic technocracy. Because yes, I get minus 10% tourism, but 3 power in all cities. That is tripled. So I have 9 power in 33 cities, which works out as being about 300 and 400 tourism. I think it's worth it for now. I think that's absolutely the way to go. Plus extra power in cities means that I stop working carbon, which just saves on my resources. Not that I particularly care about that. I mean, what am I saying? I'm absolutely in it for the natural world. Yes. Everything I do for the natural world. I've been such an economically sustainable Civ player forever. Absolutely. Ignore me chopping things out. That's not what I'm doing. Auckland. The production. Every city. Just a lot of extra production. And here's an exciting thing. I have just cut out this campus, which I will now buy a library, a university, and a research lab in. And look, Amundsen Scott, of which I can now rush immediately. So now I have 20% science and, most importantly, 10% extra production in all cities. All cities, you say? Yes, that's right. Ignore the penguins waddling around. They're not important today. No. What is important is that Matthew Wilkinson is now up to 563 production. 10% production is worth about 35. It's just nonsense. I love stacking modifiers. It's just the best. So there's nuclear fusion. Here's the bit of government. Let's quickly just check in and see. Yep. Offshore wind farm. There it is. There is Exoplanet, and there's the booster project. So we're going to do it in that order. 1 turn away from glory. And yeah, I know it says 927 tourism, but let's just watch this as an example. Sweden is 1,881 per turn. Let's now switch to the government. That gives us a bunch of eco power that Biosphere can push through. E-commerce, online communities, public works. That's all very exciting. Colonial taxes is good democratic legacy, but we need anything basically that's going to boost my amazing city. So Visselbanken goes in. Republican legacy will improve my empire generally. Then International Space Agency and collective activism. These cards will come in as I finish up the trees. 5-year plan's good. Economic union is good, but we'll put liberalism in first. We'll just see how that works on for happiness, which should be, yeah, we're almost ecstatic everywhere now. And it was 1,881. Now it's 2,587. So just by taking a government that gives me minus 10% tourism, because we have Biosphere, every city now has 9 power and every city is now producing 9 tourism. Look at this, 14 tourism with the bonuses just from a city center. It's great. Now what I need to do is take over Cardiff. Cardiff, I can see it has appeared. Cardiff is really, really good. If I can grab Cardiff, then all of my harbors now give extra power, and that as well will produce a ton of extra tourism. If you wanted to know what all of my cities are doing, by the way, it's they're making builders. Pretty much all they're doing is making builders. Builders, and then those builders are putting down endless improvements. Am I still making new cities? You better believe I am. It's just great. I'm daft. Welcome. You may be starving temporarily, but don't worry, you won't be starving for long. Not when there's just eco power everywhere. I'm gonna buy Levi Strauss in, but it's Melita. Melita is who we're looking for. Helena's there. No, okay, we're gonna let Helena go through. I've got the faith, and then we're gonna go for the extra tourism. 25% extra when you've got 1,350. It works out to be quite a considerable amount. So that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're stacking towards. Predictive systems. Oh, this is where it gets big. Because now, not only is every single environmental source of energy giving me 9 tourism, now we can put them on really generic, useless coast tiles. Bam! With Auckland, these things are not useless anyway, but now we've effectively got infinite tourism. Watch this, 1,366. I reckon we can probably get this to about 3,000 if we're good. If we're lucky, if we push this through correctly, I reckon we can, you know. I'm also going to just get rid of International Space Agency already because containment is a thing. Although Cardiff, oh yeah, Cardiff does have a suzerain. And the suzerain is a monarch. Haha, get in there, containment. Right, now Cardiff, watch this because this is going to be extra tourism for every lighthouse or harbour building. I'm on 2,851. We go 1, 2, wha-bam, 3,601. Cardiff and Biosphere is just the most ridiculously overpowered combo, and we love it. Now, to put this in context, the only person in the game is Arabia, who we're not getting a tourist every turn with. So we are now picking up about 13 to 14 tourists every turn. Sweden is now picking up 5, which means we are gaining about 8 per turn. We should capture them in about 25 turns. This is an appallingly slow online speed game. I cannot stress enough that this has not been an exercise in efficiency, this game. I have not been playing this particularly well. This has been really chill. I'm basically just annoyed that we never got to increase Matthew Wilkinson to the full potential because of Mapuche here stealing Casa, but I haven't forgotten that either. Don't worry, we have plans for that. Latara is in space, annoyingly. I'm going to space faster. Yeah, we haven't forgotten that insult. That insult will be addressed soon. All of these little island cities are now worth infinite tourism. Another little island city? Baltimore? No. Widget will produce almost infinite tourism just by yourself. This spy has just been in and out of this city. Zanetta is the legend of this playthrough. I don't know how many spies we've killed. I don't know how much gold we've saved, but Matthew Wilkinson is an absolute thought, and we are still producing 100% gold. It has taken everything that I have, but we are somehow still doing this. Mexico City, the industrial zones, the entertainment complexes, the water parks, they now are even wider. Delicious. That doesn't make me ecstatic everywhere. I don't know what will. That last turn, we just picked up about 500 tourism with everyone. We must be doing this pretty quick now. Yeah, this is speeding up. This is speeding up really quickly. You can't beat this sort of epic tourism. The number is ridiculous. It would be even more ridiculous if I took Sweden out of the game. Alas, we have to play ball. We have an alliance with them. Melita, extra tourism. There we go. There's the last merchant we really wanted. That's just great to see. One turn Manhattan project. Yeah, all right then. That's ridiculous. Just watch this. 77 tourists. 77. That's a good number, right? We're happy with that number. What will one turn look like? 93. So we got 16 tourists that turn. That's ridiculous. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I haven't even got open borders with people. This is how inefficient this game is. I'm just taking a game where I've been basically chilling. One turn operation IVing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just going, hey, let's just blow the balance of the game up. Let's just go out with a literal bang. The best bit is because we have a Stadio, my borders are growing so quickly, I haven't had to buy a tile in ages. It's just ridiculous. Frankenstein's Battle Sword, you are so welcome here. Just immediately springing up. And in the same turn that you've been founded, that's 9, 18, 14, so 32 tourism just from this one city on the first tour. It's just mad. That's before modifiers. That's before the multipliers as well. And this is Melita. Ready for this? 5,000 tourism with Sweden? No. Now it's 5,600. I'm going to push this to numbers that you have yet to see. And I really want to show you just once all the multipliers are in how crazy this is. So 5,791 per turn. I put one offshore wind farm in and we're up to 5,809. This is like 20 tourism. It's just a one improvement and I can spam it like every turn. I realize I need uranium. Where's uranium? Why have I not got any? 25 sources of it on this map. That's a source I can pick up really quickly. Thank you so much. That's a source I should have as well. Or the barbarians are kind of hiding that one. Yeah, I've actually got like 5 or 6 sources I can improve. There's quite a bit. We'll be fine. Although I am regretting not picking up this tiny island because apparently there's some on here. Should have picked up that whilst I could. Never mind. Von Braun. 100% production towards space race projects. This is going to be a genuine race, you know, between the two victory conditions. I don't know which one's going to win. We don't overly care, to be honest. Both of them are good. That's a huge chunk of culture. I'm just taking city-states as I want them, really. I've got that many envoys free. We have hit a golden age, and that means we can get Wish You Were Here, which gives me fractionally more tourism from national parks and world wonders. I'm gonna tell you this, that makes basically no difference to me because my entire tourism is based on just endless wind farms. I'm also picking up vast quantities of uranium. Uranium fever, that's what I've got. Give it to me. Okay, now we've got multiple sources of it. I'm going to buy a hang on, no, I need to wait until next turn before we can buy giant death robots, but we will. Korolev says, I want a space project and I want it now. Yes, it's a genuine race because we're about to get off-world mission next turn and we're 8 turns away from a culture victory. Which one will win? Find out soon on the next episode of Ursa loses his mind building endless wind farms, the least popular anime in the UK for the last 7 years. Oh, I'm gonna say let's ban Operation Ivy. I don't want to get involved in this. We're also gonna ban coal power because I'm saving the world. I'm very busy saving the world. Give me the Diplo points, thank you. And I will make some literature, possibly. Probably not. Build thermonuclear device. Oh, the world's gone really quite sensible on that one. Never mind, he says. I'm sure we'll find a way to burn the world down. Basically, it's just a case of future tech and future civic for the rest of the game. Oh, and everyone's just vanished all of a sudden. No more great people. Can we pick up Grace? I quite like Grace. She's really cool. No. We'll pick her up naturally, I think. We're just buying great people for the sake of it now. Time for some Lagrange laser stations, seeing as I have like infinite aluminium and we can rush them. Beautiful. I love these little random islands with a beautiful seaside resort and a bunch of wind turbines around it. Who would go on holiday here? I don't know, but it's wonderful. The funny thing is, the more the world floods, the more wind turbines I'll be able to put down. So flood away, I say. I'm going to break my rule just a little bit to get open borders with Byzantium. Not because it helps me win the game, purely because it means I can move my giant death robots through. And that's kind of the name of the game here. Not that I'm going anywhere in particular. Oh, it's going to be close. 4 light years per turn. 16 to go. 2 turns of the culture victory. Actually, you know what? That sped up considerably. Blimey. 4 tourists. 3s at 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 26, 29, 32 tourists I'm going to gain. And Sweden's only picking up 4.5. That's so many per turn. Yeah, you know what? Tourism might win this. So I'm using 1 giant death robot to provide vision so that the other can jump across. This is the way. This is the way. I'm going to get there so soon. My turns, by the way, are just like an endless assortment of moving builders around. Considering this is such a small map, this is taking me like forever. This is so much fun and yet so repetitive at the same time. Why do I play like this? What is my problem? Why can't I just play like a normal person? I don't know. It would be so easy to just play like a normal person. Is there any real need to settle a city when you have 36? No. Who am I to deny the existence of Takamouth damage? I would never do that. I would never be that person. And the culture victory wins in the end. I think the stats of this game may be slightly crazy. We have Winston Churchill. I should have done more conquering. I didn't actually do much conquering at all. Buildings constructed. Loads of them. Cities captured. 2. Cities founded. Way above 30. Cities lost. 2. Districts. I mean, most of these are harbors, to be honest with you. Great people earned. I actually out-earned Sweden, which is something special. My culture, I took the lead just after turn 100, and you can see where all of the city-states kicked in. I think Kamasi and Nan Madol were kind of some of these kick-ups. Very good. Faith, can you see the point where my missions started getting put down? Oh no, that's Chinguetti, isn't it? Missions must have been around like this point. Science, we had a lot more luck with. About turn 90, we just went, hooey! Religions founded. We were religion number 2. Somebody went in like turn 16, 17, very quick. Units killed. I barely made it onto that. Units lost. 2 units all game. Oh no! Wonders constructed. A lot. Just to show you how much absolutely crazy momentum we had towards the end of the game with 3,871 tourism per turn and what that realistically looks like, because it's difficult to really explain sometimes just how wild this number is. That's 9,000 tourism per turn with somebody that I have open borders and a trade route to. We had gone over 50 tourists above the point we needed to with 1 turn extra. Science-wise, we were at 21 out of 25, moving at 6%. So we won culture by 1 turn. And the final score for Matthew Wilkinson? 604 production. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Ruhr Valley, Ecstatic, Amundsen Scott, and a bunch of cards in my government all playing nicely to create a mega city. Not that that is the biggest city that we could potentially make. No. There is one thing we can still do. One little adventure that will finally help us with this. One thing I don't want to bother with, though, is declaring war on Crete and Byzantium. Let me just quickly make an alliance with these people so that we don't have to worry. Okay, Crete aren't going to join. Oh, I missed this joint war bug. Do you remember this one? This is why I never take gold for joint wars, because sometimes the AI just gives you everything. It's just like, okay, we won't take all that. We'll just have the flat deal. I feel bad for Mapuche. Everyone is an at war with them. I don't feel that bad for them. I won't lie. But, haha, we're almost here. Almost here. Come on. One more thing to take. That's all we need. One more. I found you. You don't need walls, do you? No, not at all. Oh, so close. So close. And yes, it's 24 population. Yes, it's a wonderful city and it would be a tragedy to lose it. But yes, it is now mine. And I can just instantly put Moksha in with absolutely full promotions because I can. Serves you right, doesn't it? Oh, it's almost loyal as well. That's hilarious. Have I ever told you how much I really hate the plus 10 ability on Mapuche? It's just a nightmare. But now that we have Casa, we have another 15% production in Matthew Wilkinson, which means we're up to 731 production. Oh, imagine if we'd done a full world conquest. Imagine. Maybe we'll get to do that soon. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you could do me a massive favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, all that algorithm boosting stuff, it massively helps me to thrive on this YouTube space, and I am eternally grateful for it. Remember to swing along to Discord if you want the save file or any of the mods I use. And you, yes, you watching this now, be kind to yourself. Have a good week. Have a restful, lovely time. Because if you don't, I'll be praying modern armor armies in your neighborhood. They're not going to be very happy. Thank you so much, everybody. See you all next time. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Capo Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedge, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy's Ursa, Saf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorta Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye.